Okay, in this video, I wanted to explain how your exam is going to work and then also do a little bit of a review. So for this class, your exam is going to be on Thursday, March 26th. And it's going to be, for the majority of you, it's going to be at 9:30 is when it starts. And it's going to end at, I think I said 11. If I didn't, I'm making the executive decision. It's going to end at 11, okay? Oh, actually, I think I said 11:05. Take that back. 11:05. Just to give you a little bit extra time to upload it and stuff. So from 9:30 to 11:05, I think there are 3 of you in this class that are going to be taking it at a different time. I will contact you individually and tell you if you're taking it at a different time, and it's what you responded on that quiz. So what you're going to do, at 9:30 a.m., the test will open. It will be under week 10. There will be a module called exam number 2. And in that, you will see an assignment. And that assignment will not open until 9:30. Okay? So you can try to click on it, but it's not going to open until 9:30 a.m. At 9:30 a.m., it will open, and then you can download it. Okay, so you're going to click on the link just like you did on the homework, and you're going to download the exam. When you download the exam, you have 2 options. You can print it, if that's what I would prefer, but in the same breath, I don't have a printer at home with enough ink to print out anything, so I understand if you were in the same boat. So I would prefer that you print it and write on it, but if you do not print it, that's totally fine. Instead, you can write it on your own paper, and when you do it on your own paper, make sure you write your name at the top. Make sure you write exam number 2 on it. And when you go to work it out, make sure you number each of your problems. So number 1, and make sure you show all your work, and make sure whatever your answer is, you box your answer and make sure it's super neat so that and organized, that I can read it. I would prefer you go in order of the numbers. So if you go to number 1 and you need to come back to it, just leave a big old space and go on to number 2. Okay. When you are finished taking your exam, you will upload it as a PDF. Okay, so you already did this one time for your homework. So you're doing the same exact thing. You're using the CAM Scanner app. You can use a different app. You can use your computer to put it in a Word document, and save it as PDF that way. I don't care how you save it. You just need to upload a PDF document because I have to print this off to grade it. So you're going to upload a PDF document, and the upload time closes at 11:05 a.m. I gave you an hour and a half here. Usually you would have less than that in class, and I've made the exam shorter, and I've made it easier than normal. So this is plenty of time to finish your exam if you are prepared for it. This is not enough time to go back and watch videos and go through all your notes and try to figure out how to do the problems that way. That's not the point of the exam. You should be prepared for it before you start. So I'm setting this this is a hard close. I'm not opening this back up after this point. If you are having technical difficulties, I understand that happens, and an exam is the worst possible time for it to happen. So if for some reason this is becoming an issue and you do not have time to upload a PDF by that point, you can also email it to me. Email the exam, the PDF of the exam. Okay, so if you're having issues with D2L, that's totally fine. You just need to email it to me because both of these have a timestamp that tells me that you got it done before 11:05 a.m. Okay, I was thinking there was something else I was going to tell you about that. So I would prefer for you to upload it on D2L. So this is on D2L. If you're having issues, you can also email that PDF document to me. And make sure you take pictures of all the pages of the exam. Make sure you get it done by 11:05. And it's closing at 11:05, so you cannot upload anything after that point. If you have questions about this, please feel free to ask any questions you have about the exam. You shouldn't need any manipulatives for it. You do need a calculator for it because you're doing percentages and stuff. And again, this is an exam. You shouldn't be using your notes on it. You shouldn't be watching videos during the exam. So I'm trusting your academic integrity during this exam. So moving on to the review. I uploaded this review on week 10. I also uploaded my solutions of working it all out. I tried to show as much work as possible and tried to be neat and explain it all. The only question that anybody asked about was number 7. So I just want to go over that real fast. Number 7. So on number 7, there's 2 different statements, and you're trying to see which one's true. Susan has $20 and Sharon has $25. Susan claims that she has 20% less than Sharon. Sharon says, I have 25% more than Susan, and we're trying to figure out who's right there. So the 2 statements. One statement is Susan says she has 20% less than Sharon. So to find 20% less than something, you find 20% of it and subtract it from the thing. Okay, so that means that to find how much Susan has, it would be, we would need to find how much Sharon has and subtract off 20% of Sharon's money or whatever you want to call it. Okay, and this is what Susan should be. Okay, so again, Sharon has $25. So $25, and I want to subtract off 20% times $25. Okay, 20% of $25 is $5. You could do that on your calculator if you needed to. You could do it in your head. It's totally up to you. Just showing you on your calculator. It is $25 times 0.20 is 5. Okay, so for Susan to be right, Susan needs to have $25 minus $5. Susan needs to have $20. Does Susan have $20? Yes, she does have $20. So Susan is right. The statement she made is correct. Okay. On the other side, Sharon's statement, Sharon says, I have 25% more than Susan. So Sharon says, I have 25% more than Susan. So that means that Sharon's money should be Susan's money plus 25% times, running out of room here, Susan's money. Okay, so Susan's money is $20 plus 25% times $20. The 25% times $20 you can do on your calculator. $20 times 0.25 is $5. So $20 plus $5 does equal Sharon's $25. So Sharon is also correct. Okay, so Sharon's also correct. They're both right here. And the reason why they're both right is because they're talking about different percentages, but they're talking about percentages of a different amount of money. 20% less than Sharon is the same thing as 25% more than Susan. Okay, I hope that helped. Looking back through all the review as I was going through, make sure, let's see. Trying to think of the things I wanted to make sure I went over. Make sure on your mental math, you're writing pieces down. I don't care what your pieces are, but they got to be pieces. The 33 1/3%, remember, it's much better to do it this way instead of trying to find like 10%, 10%, 10%, 3%, 1/3%. Like that's confusing. So think about it as splitting the whole into 3 parts and using 1 part. Okay. What else? Oh, when you're doing your percentage, your probability, excuse me, make sure, you reduce your fraction. So make sure this is a reduced fraction, and then I'll also write this on your test, but make sure your percentages have 2 decimal places. Okay, so reduce fraction, reduce 5/10 to 1/2, and then your percentage. Okay, and make sure you know which is which for all of this. Okay, so if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. And make sure, oh, I remember one thing I was going to say. Make sure when you're taking your exam, if I were you, I would set an alarm for like 10:50 to make sure I'm finished by 10:50 so I can have 10 or 15 minutes to make sure I can get it uploaded in time. So that's just kind of what I personally would do. But like if you were in class, I would be, you got 10 more minutes, you got 5 more minutes. So make sure you're aware of the time because the cutoff is 11:05. No matter what. If you are not finished for some reason, I have full faith if you're prepared for your test that you should be able to finish. You have to turn it in. Like, don't finish the problem, turn it in. You're going to get a better grade by turning in part of it blank than not turning it in by 11:05. So make sure you turn it in by 11:05. Okay? If you have any questions, feel free to email me.